back for another episode, for the 50th episode of the Free Plymouth Ladies Podcast Show.
Woo, woo.
Yeah, yes, finally you girls are awake. So
I did not know we were that old. 50.
50th episode. What an achievement.
Wow.
This obviously started out with a little idea and suggestion from yours truly, Queen P, and me thinking
Always take the credit.
Like, hell to the no. But she went, you know what, it's not my thing, it's not my comfort zone, but and now she can't shut up. So I always knew to be done. Because she's crazy like me. So, oh gosh, I can't believe 50 episodes. Girls, has it felt that long?
It didn't. No, it didn't. When you said it, I was like, what? Really? I thought we just started this thing. Like, I forgot. Oh my God. Wow.
So did I. I haven't even been counting, but it just doesn't sound real.
No.
I know. Cannot.
And I know 50 might be small to, the world of podcasts out there, but I didn't think we'll get this far when we started. I thought we're just going to try this thing, try and milk it a little bit, and then be like, yeah, okay, bye. I got life. You know what I mean? So I really did not think, we would have a lot, things to talk about, things that interest us and things that interest our listeners as well. Do you know what I mean? Because again, based on the fact that we just do what we normally do on a group chat.
Yeah.
So yeah, 50. Wow.
Woo!
Yep.
Okay, so obviously it's 2020 and we're still there, and it's been a crazy year for the world. But even though obviously I want to make sure that we acknowledge there are some people out there who have lost loved ones. I know I've lost loved ones who've had people who've been sick or currently sick, people who've lost their jobs, and I know I want to kind of focus on not to acknowledge that, but I want to kind of focus on the positive things that have come out of this year, because with any negative, you've always got to try and see where there have been some positive. So I'm just going to start. For me, the fact that I've still got a job, a lot of people don't have jobs right now. So I'm so thankful to God that I have a job, that my, family, you guys, my family, everyone's safe, everyone's been well, touch wood, and, and those are the main things I'm really, really, thankful for. Even some of the goals that I had this year, I was still able to achieve and get the ball rolling on that despite COVID. So I'm so grateful for that. Anyone else want to go next?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much the same thing. I'm grateful for, just like you, the fact that this year has hit people so hard.
Yeah.
But by the grace of God, we've managed to scrape it unhinged, and I just give glory to Him for that. But yeah, it had its challenges, but we were able to overcome most of it, especially with mental illness and loneliness and things like that. We managed to sort that out. So we managed to ride through that. So yeah, I think exactly just like you. Thank you for the blessings that we have and the provision we have from God.
Amen. I just want to say, New Year Nick starts. Obviously, guys, this is Christmas, New Year season. So we've all got our families around us and stuff. And for the benefit of the listeners, someone, not going to say the name, Snoop, wanted to sit in her car to record this. That's how you had dedicated to the 50th episode. She is. But I said, no, it's the time for the family. Everyone listening, if they don't understand, you need to go and understand, because we've all got a family around us. So you're just going to hear other background extras who are in the background, and that's it. So sorry, New Year Nick, go for it.
Thanks. Well, I would say the same as you two. Like, there's nothing that's apart from that, really. We have made it this far. It has been a year that we never predicted or expected, but we're still here. So just got to give thanks for that, really, and just be hopeful for next year. As much as people are not, I'm so hopeful for next year and every year thereafter. So yeah, that's me.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, so I want us to, kind of off the back of that, segue into next year. Like, what are our hopes for next year? So I'll start. My hope for next year is that obviously we kick COVID's ass and we're out of this whole COVID, tier 125, all of this nonsense that's going on. You know, I hope that we're completely out of it and we can get back to some kind of level of normalcy. I would like us to be able to travel again freely, you know, more money coming in, you know, the podcast to continue to go from strength to strength. You know, we've been able to do this podcast still without this, you know, with this pandemic going on. We've been able to probably put out more episodes than we were previously. I mean, before, you know, we were doing it obviously face to face, which is better because we bounce off each other. You know, we laugh off
easier. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's like us just having a chat like we normally do. But we've obviously
just
had
adapt
the time. Exactly, adapt. You know, they still want, they don't want the episodes. We're like, we're gonna give it to you. So as you can see, I can it's filled with the spirit right now.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm just excited for what's to come because I think it can't, you know, it can only get better from this point. That's how I feel with everything, with the podcast, with our relationship, our sisterhood, you know, and the things that we want to achieve as a group and individually. So who else wants to go next? Hopes for next year.
Yeah, I hope we can have our life back.
Yeah.
I've never felt so restricted in all my years. Like, I'm so bored as well. So it'll be so nice to be able to have some element of normality back. And I'm praying that this vaccine that they got out there, and if they have to make us take it, that it don't kill us. I hope
God, don't let it kill us.
Please.
It don't deform us, it don't kill us in any way, because that's another thing that I'm just looking at out there, you know, and I'm thinking, okay, that's we've done the COVID hurdle. Now we're entering another hurdle. Will this thing actually kill us? So that's it. Just so y'all know how I think. But yeah, I'm hoping for. I'm a realist. I'm sorry. I'm hoping for normality. Honestly, I don't even go nowhere. Y'all know I don't even go nowhere when I had my freedom. But the fact that it's taken from me, it's just like, wait a minute.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I don't like that. So I'm not one to be like, out there using the parks and, you know, running around, you know, gyms or whatever. But the fact that they're taking
says a lot. Do you know what I mean? Sort of thing. So yeah. That's me. I want my freedom back. That's all I want.
Right. Okay. Nick.
Same as you guys again. And also like this year, BLM was so big. Like I've come in and out of different moods about the whole situation. And I just want next year to be even better in terms of recognition and moving forward and for laws to be changed. Like there's probably other cases like, you know, sexism still, people are probably still fighting that and all of that kind of stuff. But I really do want BLM to just be improved, like, and not forgotten next year, but not for another tragedy to happen for people to remember. I want back businesses to grow and to do well in 2021 and forward on, you know? And just for people just to be more at peace, I would say in 2021, even with mental health issues and stuff like that, like for the government to put like more resources and funding into those organizations that need the money back. And you know, it's hard to go into a recession and people are worried about, you know, all of that and unemployment and stuff, but there is money in the world. And I'm just hoping that it just comes back to where it needs to come back to, where it can. Just for the bigger picture, you know, like for the next 20 years, for the next generations and so forth. So that's my hopes for next year and going forward.
And I'll just put in point there also this Brexit that we are going into as well. Yes,
I know about.
So I hope this one runs smoothly as well, because we've all been so focused on the pandemic, that has not really been highlighted so much, but it's beginning to creep back up, and I'm just thinking, please let it be okay as well. It just stress-free year, like just give us a stress-free year to just recuperate from everything we've had. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want.
I will say this, and I'm sorry because I don't, you know me, I don't want to put a downer on, but by the looks of Boris's hair, nothing's smoothly in terms of Brexit for any of us right now. So me, I'm not holding my breath with that one. Thankfully, I've got meat and cans and things in my house from every other lockdown, from lockdown 2025 that we've had. I've got things in there. So all the stuff with, you know, the lorries trying to come in and, you know, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna leave it there. Boris, please, for the love of God, sort your hair and sort out Brexit, please.
Amen.
True that.
Okay, so now I want to go, now that we're at the 50th episode, I want us to try and think back and take a look back at some of our most memorable episodes. So if there's any highlights for you guys that you can think of, share. So I'm going to start with mine. So very early in our in our podcast journey, we were doing a lot with our sibling podcast, which is the Rival Show. And me and New Year Nick went on the Rival Show. I went on a couple of times, and you know, we had this kind of mini feud.
Of all ones to pick. I did not think she was gonna pick this. Lord. Yeah. So, it was her moment, isn't it? Yes, go on.
So it was like we had this like back and forth, you know, kind of like beef, if you want to call it that, with a member of that show. And I thought we ran that person off the show because I hadn't really heard of that person being on the show, which is quite sad. But, you know, that for me was a little entertaining. It got a bit spicy with that.
Definitely the gangster iffy coming out.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So that, and then I think the other episode, now I don't know what episode it was, but there was an episode where Snoop was giving us, you know, the celeb gossip and said that certain magazine had put Cassie, so Cassie, who is P. Diddy's ex-girlfriend. We all know Cassie, you know, the song, you know, Me and You, Long Way to Go. Everybody from back in the day knows Cassie. But modern day people probably know Cassie more for being P. Diddy's long-term girlfriend. I think he was with her for 11 years or some crap, you know, but thankfully she's gotten some common sense and moved on. Anyway, so they said Cassie was the face of the noughties or the face of the 90s or something, like some nonsense like that. And New Year Nick was like, I'm sorry, what year? Was this magazine? And I could not stop laughing because it was so ridiculous. Cassie, now
above all,
I liked her music, but there is no way Cassie was the voice or the face of like the early noughties. That's what I think it was like. No, you had, you know, Destiny's Child was still popping like no one's business. Beyonce was doing her, you know, her solo thing as well. There were so many other artists. Maya was really big back then. Loads of other people. Even Pink. Remember when Pink was black?
Oh,
yeah.
Pink,
yes.
You know.
Pink was black.
Yeah.
Yeah, now she's pink. You know, but but you know, guys, I just thought, hold on a second. You all could have picked anyone. I would have taken anybody else, guys. Cassie. No, I'm sorry. Even like I even said to my mum, do you know Cassie? Who? Exactly. Do you know what I mean? Exactly. No disrespect to her. Cassie can hold a note. Gorgeous girl. But I'm sorry, when I think back to early noughties and stuff like that, she is not someone that, you know, like my top 5 people. She wouldn't even be in my top 50 people. Duck. So yeah, sorry, just had to tell the people, set them straight. Okay, girls, any of you remember any favorite episodes of yours that we've done? Don't have to think of the episode date, but just like maybe the scenario or what we covered.
I like a lot of our old relationships. What do you call it?
Was it
Oh,
like,
you know, the early days relationship
advice and stuff?
What
dilemmas
discussion?
that we used to, discussions
Yeah.
and dilemmas that we used to, that's the word, hypothetical, situations that we used to bring up, or our listeners used to write to us and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I thought those were pretty. There were some funny and shocking things in those ones back in the days, and I remember that would just giggle me out for a while. Like, really, people are rolling like that? Do you know what I mean? Sort of thing like that. So those kind of, especially when I've been out of the dating world for donkeys, so it's like, rah, I am safe where I am. Do you know what I mean? Sort of thing. So a lot of those, and obviously, if you're going out there taking the bullet and getting into the dating world as well, that some of the stuff you've come back with and some of the nonsense you've had to face has been quite hilarious, because I'm just like, wow, if this is the kind of people that are out there, if I was single, I would want to remain single, because like some of you people I do not want attachment to. Forget the free meal. Sometimes it's not even worth a free meal.
It really isn't.
I mean? Some of the people you'll come out, you have had to, and this is like even people that you didn't even bring onto the show, like so a couple of, so it's like she brought probably the safest of the safest onto the show. So I've loved all the relationship topics that we've gone through over the years.
Right, got it. Nick?
I've liked the interviews, like just
Yeah.
having all our guests on the show. Each
Mm.
one is always brought something new
Yeah.
that I wasn't really expecting, especially if we had questions planned out. They were just always coming with more than what we asked them for.
Yeah.
So for every single guest we've had on the show, that's what I've really enjoyed. Like, I would say for the last few episodes.
Yeah.
I think especially with the guests, especially I know the ones that I've brought on, or I think a lot of them seem really nervous in the beginning, and then when they come on, it's like it's just a chat, and then they're divulging all these kind of things. I'm like, well, I didn't know we're going there,
Yeah.
So I think you're right. Like there've been some good ones. A couple of other good ones is when we had the Shade Queen on, and she would come with
stories.
Yeah.
Those, some of those were good. Some of those were spicy.
Sometimes when she was telling them, it's like you feel like it's a girls' night pajama party and we're all in the dark and camping or whatever. I've been listening to her tell a tale.
Oh gosh, some of them were good. And then obviously
the
ones that people really love, like the ones I know that people really love, our Love Island coverage. We get a lot of feedback on the Love Island coverage, and hopefully fingers crossed we'll get to do have another
Love Island or another show. Fingers crossed, because it's never as popular. Like I know we did a little bit covering the US one, but everybody talks about and everyone loves the UK one. So fingers crossed we'll be able to get one for next year, but we'll see. So okay, so brings me to our last topic, which was, girls, you're gonna have to remind me, my memory has been...
How we all met.
You went to reminisce.
Thank you Yes, so like we said in the beginning, and like you the regular listeners know, the whole podcast was forged from our friendship. So those of you who are maybe new or don't know us personally, we've all been friends. I won't say exactly how long, but for a very long time, probably older than some of you
listeners
had, your whole lifespan. Like,
some of you listeners.
Why would you guys have to go do that for?
Well, we have been friends a long time, so you can imagine that I've worked with New Year, Nick and Snoop. I think we've at one point maybe we all worked for the same company, maybe a couple of times. I think,
we're hustling.
Way back.
Way back hustle.
This is when we were getting each other 150, 200 pound gifts and
oh God, I miss those days.
Virgin. Me too. So we've known each other for a long time. We've worked together. gone to school together. Me and New Year Nick have lived together at one point, you know, so we've been around each other. We know each other really, really well, which has been able to help us build and continue to grow the podcast. So I want to discuss when my first memory. So I honestly do not remember my first encounter with New Year Nick. I just know at one point she weren't there and next minute she was there. That's all I remember.
I disappeared, you know.
Maybe you did, but when she
Yeah,
did
the weasel that she is, isn't it? She just
exactly. And when she appeared,
I was like, I just chill out. I just mind my own business.
Yeah, whatever.
And then people just come towards me.
That's the complete opposite, girl. Don't try it. Mind my own business. You, please.
I just, you know, all I remember is that she was never a good liar.
She
Never
still ain't.
a good, not a good liar, not one piece. So I remember, and I'm sure it was her, because when we were at school, like it was the year 7 and year 8 had separate playground, and where we used to sit was right by a wall, and I think someone threw a ball over, and we tried to hold it. The person came looking for it, and they were like, "Oh, guys, have you seen? You know, like something came over. Have you seen it?" And I'm almost positive New Year Nick was like, "Oh, what ball?" And I just remember looking, thinking, "Pigeon, did she say?" You know, like, did she say ball? Like, what the hell? You know, so, you know, Nick was just there. I just remember her always being there. One other last memory I remember of her, there were these girls that wanted to beat me up. And New Year Nick was the gossip. She was like the gossip.
No, I was not the gossip. I just passed on information.
And
remember when you said minding my business and I said, what business? You know everyone's business, don't try.
Thank you. New Year Nick said to me, listen, she's the one who told me, because I didn't know there was, you know, a bounty on my head or whatever. She was like,
remember this girl was the same one working for the school newspaper.
Yes,
so
exactly.
trying it. She was like editor or what, some top thing in the school newspaper. So she knew everything.
Yes. So she was
shared
like,
information.
We were in RE. I will never forget it. And she was like, these people are planning on beating you up. Like when you leave the school, like on your way home, like when you walk out the school gates, they're going to rush you. I was like, okay, now this is how she was trying to help me. Here's my mobile phone if you want to call it.
My pager, my fax.
To call anyone.
Whoever you need to call.
Now at the time, out of like all the black girls in our year group, she was the first one to get a mobile phone.
And a pager. And a pager.
Yeah, and a pager. Yeah. Now, instead of going, I got your back. It's like, hey, yeah, you call someone to have your back.
It was a fighter.
That's the least you could do. I ain't going out there with you, and I ain't gonna go try to persuade them not to do it. But if you need to call anyone, even if it's your doctor, to get your bed ready, here's my phone. Oh my days.
I was a smart girl. The whole plan, folded. Thankfully I didn't need the mobile phone.
It was there just in case she needed it, though. It was there.
But yeah, that's one of the memories that stand out. And for Snoop, my first memory of Snoop is we were playing games. Like I don't know if we were in the same friendship group at this point. I don't know if we'd actually all come together, because our friendship group at secondary school was quite big, but it had loads of mini friendship groups, and Snoop was in a separate one to my direct one. So, and then Nick was kind of floating in between all of them from what I can remember. So Snoop was in a different group than I was, but I think it was the same friendship group, but I didn't really know her. And then I think we were playing these separate games, and I must have barged her, or we bumped each other. We had some kind of physical contact, and she was mouthing all sorts to me, like what's this, X, Y, Z. And I'm mouthing, but I'm like, okay, she's a lot bigger than you. Just back it up. Just back it. So you're just mouthing, but you're backing it up and backing it up. That's one of my first memories, like, of me and Snoop. And then I don't remember how we resolved, but we were cool after that, I guess. So yeah, that's my.
Didn't no, I don't know if it was Snoop. No, so Snoop definitely caught it. But didn't someone try to throw a chair at you, or was that it's someone else? And
No, it's someone else.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
someone else.
Okay.
Someone else in her group.
yeah,
Someone else smaller in her group.
yeah.
Yeah, so she was you
I
know
remember.
the little syndrome that little people have, and I'm sorry, little listeners out there, short people syndrome, where you want to take on everybody. You don't even see height, you don't see giants, you don't see nothing. You're just like, So my girl got into a confrontation with one of the biggest girls in the school, because she's not even in our year group, is she? She's like a year or two above us or something like that.
Yeah.
And she got into a confrontation with her. So then the big girl decided to throw a chair at the little girl. And I don't know what Holy Spirit wished me up like an anime character. I just got, I don't even know. See, even to say, oh yeah, I saw it coming, I stood up and I just,
You
no.
didn't even stand up. I saw your arm
I
just
don't
went
even
for
know.
it.
The Holy Spirit just said, I'll use you to save her life. And I reached out and I grabbed the chair as it's in midway air flight, flying across to her. I got it.
And you caught it right by the leg of the
Yes.
chair. It was so weird. I don't like
Yes.
I don't think you stood up. Huh?
Didn't the girl, we know obviously the names, I know we're not saying
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
She cried afterwards, didn't she?
Yes, she did, because she was in
Shock.
such shock that was thrown and aim coming towards her. It was so close like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, it scared me, even the one who grabbed it. Like, whoa, what the hell? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
come
on, Fred, check me. Come on.
No, yeah.
And I would have definitely been using your phone for them.
And I think from that day, we had to kind of tell you need to tame that one down.
Oh yeah, that one was, boy, my mouth was one thing. That one, but I knew which ones I can take or which ones I can, scenarios I can debunk. That one, oh no, but that girl almost got me beaten up several times.
Oh no.
Hell no.
Because obviously, each year group have their own socializing area. So obviously, being that she's not even from our year group, coming into our socializing area to come and sort out the little girl, it's like raw. So it's like, look, we don't want trouble in our little area. You know what I mean? Like, so can you keep your mouth shut and stop inviting the older years to come and have fights here?
And this one, she couldn't even take on the ones who were in our own year, like her own weight class, because she had
in her
own weight class, like, and height class.
I mean, this one's double U, triple U. It's like, which one of us is supposed to protect you here? All of us will probably just walk out and be like, "Well, you not do it," because I'm not ready. I'm not ready. She came all by herself, and do you know what I mean? The guts that she has to come all by herself into our year group and come and challenge someone. She didn't care whether this one had 10, 15 friends in that year group. She was coming. That's how big she was. And still, my girl didn't shut up and just keep quiet and let the girl just, say her piece and get back out. She was challenging her, and I'm looking at her. I'm like, look at your little small size, and look at who. It was a total Tom and Jerry moment. I can't even describe it more than that, honestly. Apart from obviously Jerry's be clever, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? This Jerry that we had was not clever, and honestly, clearly Tom was not having it.
But the thing is, she, the smaller one, Jerry, which we'll call it, Jerry had more than 10 friends. Not 10 friends with
That's what I'm saying. Had more, but ain't none of us ready for that.
Yeah,
no, we weren't ready for that. I wasn't ready for that.
Hell no. Because the girl that came in, this is the kind of thing that my skirt material length, your skirt material, Nick's length skirt length wouldn't even fit the circumference of this girl's waist.
No,
hell to the no.
Huge.
Yeah, hell to the no. We have to go get your skirts specially made. You're gonna go mess with that kind of person.
Exactly.
Hell to the no. And you're small, like peanut.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And my girl's got other people rougher than that in her year group. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you start with her, you're taking on a whole load of no. No. So yeah, I remember that incident, but I think the time I don't really remember until maybe later that I think music got us together. Music helped me to know who you were, because that's when I found out you were a singer.
Right.
that you sung, and you had a passion for singing, should I say. And then obviously also, and I'm talking about if here, so singing, and then obviously because we like similar musics and we had the battle of the bands and stuff like that, and that was always funny, do you know what I mean, in the playgrounds and stuff. So that's what brought you to my attention, do you know what I mean? And ever since then we clicked off, because what I loved about you is that you were a funny bitch, and there was always entertainment with you dissing people and stuff like that, and I like a good chuckle. So yeah, it was always from someone who didn't really come from a school where, like, because I came from across the river to yours lot's neck of the woods, so it's different, things run different over this side of the river, do you know what I mean? So it was quite entertaining to see how kids from this side are, because kids from my side were quite quiet a little bit. So yeah, so you guys, I think that was it. And Nick, we knew each other from parents, so yeah, that's it. So she was just my girl, like if I had no one else, she was always there, loyal.
And New Year, Nick, we have about 4 minutes
to say what now.
Well, there you have it.
I don't remember nothing. Like, I remember bits, but I don't remember things properly like that. Yeah. So yeah.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Well, guys, that concludes 50th episode and the last episode for 2020.
Wow.
All those who have stuck with us from episode number 1 or episode 49, doesn't matter, until we appreciate you.
Thank you.
We're hoping to do a whole bunch of new episodes with a lot more stuff about love. That's not stopping. A lot more stuff about Love Island, fingers crossed, and a lot more interviews. So
yeah,
ready. So guys, thank you again, my co-hosts. And
you're welcome.
So I'm signing out. I'm your girl Queen P.
I'm Snoop. I'm Nick.
So guys, don't forget to follow us Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can catch us on iTunes. You can catch us on Podbean. You can email us at freepms.ladies@gmail.com. Happy New Year, guys.
Bye.
Happy New Year. Bye.